The city was a maze of shadows and secrets where corruption ran deeper than the Hudson's waters. I'd seen it all. The crooked politicians, the mob bosses, the femme fatales with eyes that could cut through steel. But now, as the rain tapped a staccato rhythm on the hood of my car, I faced my toughest challenge yet. 2 interviews loomed ahead like twin storm clouds on the horizon. These weren't just any interviews. They were with the enigmas, the untouchables, the ones who had eluded the grasp of justice in journalism for decades. As I stared at the 2 names scrawled on my notepad, a cloud of cigarette smoke curled around my thoughts. The stakes were high, higher than any dice game in the darkest corners of the city. These interviews could expose the corruption that had festered for generations, or they could be the final nail in the coffin of truth. The city had secrets, but I was about to make them talk.
Hello, my name is Fletcher Masterson, LLC.
Didn't I tell you to be here an hour ago?
Sorry, man, I hit some traffic.
He's napping.
Can we still proceed with the interview?
No!
Alright, let's get down to business. Mr. Berman, my name is Fletcher Masterson, LLC. I'm here to interview Clara Graywall Berman.
What am I looking at?
These are the questions you reviewed 3 days ago. The questions I'll be asking your client.
It's nice to meet you, Fletcher Masterson, LLC.
The 4, 8, and 10 were not on that list.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm pretty sure they were.
They weren't.
I have a series of questions I will be asking her. I would just like you to review them before we get started. If your client doesn't answer the questions, I will release these photos online.
And for the record, we agreed to only answer 4 questions within 15 minutes.
Can we get started?
Yeah.
Where's your client? Thank you, ma'am. That I think we can get started. I will take the paperwork back. Oh, that doesn't go in there.
Duncan the Viper, the elusive Russian oligarch who'd left a trail of financial ruin and broken lives in his wake. He had the charm of a snake and the cunning of a chess grandmaster. Every attempt to get him in front of a microphone had failed, like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. But I had a lead, a whisper in the underworld that he might finally break his silence.
Where's your hat?
There she was, Clara Ice Delacroix, the Ice Queen of the criminal underworld. Rumor had it she could freeze a man's heart with just a glance. Her empire spanned from back alley speakeasies to high-end casinos, and she held the strings of power with a grip that could turn steel to dust. She'd scoffed at journalists before, tossed them out like used cigarettes, but I had a hunch that beneath that icy veneer there was a story waiting to be cracked wide open.
Alright, thank you, Clara, for... Excuse me. This was quite rude. like to begin by thanking you for taking the time to meet with me. I'll just be asking you a series of questions. I know you've been involved in various events over the past several decades. Let's begin. So,
He's tired.
stop. He has an excuse for everything. Oh, you're gonna start crying now?
You're exhausting him.
We barely gotten started. Can you just begin by stating your name for the camera? Gopa. Okay? It's Clara, let the record show. It is not Gopa. So starting with, I think what's on everyone's mind. Alright, Clara, starting with what's on everyone's mind, there are those who think you were responsible for the Arab Spring anti-government protests that happened in 2011. Duncan, it says here that you once killed a man. What did it feel like taking another man's life? Just answer the questions, and we'll
You don't have to answer.
see how you weren't born for another decade. Do you care to comment? Alright, we can skip that question. Duncan, so far in this interview, you've displayed a tenuous grasp of the English language. Is that a defense mechanism to dodge hard-hitting questions? My sources tell me that you were involved in a genocide against the Dutch. Do you have any comment on the allegations? Confirm or deny these allegations.
My client has nothing to say about that.
You're stalling! I can tell you're stalling.
I'm pretty sure he requested a binky in his dressing room.
Janice! Binky! Alright, Clara, let's resume. Do you recognize this photo? Is that you in Milan? Ah. Duncan, your detractors argue that you shouldn't hold any public office due to the fact that you still poopy in your pants almost on a daily basis. Do you confirm or deny the allegations? No comment? Pretty telling. Pretty telling. This is your chance to get on the record, to get out ahead of the story. Is that all you have to say? Listen.
Duncan the Viper sat across from me, a master of composure and control. His demeanor was polished, his words chosen with meticulous precision. But beneath that facade, I knew there was a storm of secrets waiting to be unleashed. Leaning back in my chair, I let the silence stretch, a palpable tension filling the space between us. And then, in a moment of clarity, I saw it, the chink in his armor, the crack in that polished exterior. It was subtle, a fleeting shift in his gaze, a twitch of the fingers. But it was enough. This wasn't just an interview anymore. It was a battle for his soul.
Alright, Duncan. Your parents tell me it's your dream job to be a welder. What about this occupation has you so interested? Oh.
I know. It was a rude question. You shouldn't have been asking along those lines. Inappropriate.
I'm trying to help you out here. Okay? We can get out ahead of this story and you can paint the picture that you want to paint. You can tell the story you want to... Shoe, Clara! I see it's a shoe. Give me more than that. Duncan, do you recognize this photo?
That's not us.
Clara, throughout this interview, you've displayed a tenuous grasp of the English language. Is that a defense mechanism to avoid answering hard-hitting questions? You don't believe me? Take a look at this. Take a look at this instead. What do you have to say for yourself?
Are we done here?
Normally I would say that flattery and gifts will only get you so far. But I do rather like this hat. I just have a couple more questions.
You've upset my client beyond measure, and he doesn't want to participate anymore.
You should just say that into the microphone.
You've upset my client beyond measure, and he's done.
With all due respect, you signed the paperwork and you have an obligation to finish the interview.
If you had read the terms of the paperwork, you would see that we agreed to answer 4 questions over a span of 15 minutes.
If you walk out on this interview, you will never get another chance to tell your side of the story. Alright, Claire, I have one more question. Who's your favorite uncle? Respond with silence if it's Scott. Respond with babbles and unintelligible noises if it's not Scott.
Is it Uncle Alex? Is it Uncle Alex?
Good girl. It's Uncle Scott.
Is it Uncle Scott? Is it Uncle Jakey?
Well, I think that about wraps up this interview. Uncle Scott is clearly the favorite. My work here is done. I have everything I need. Mr. Roman?
Shake his hand.
Clara, Fletcher Masterson, LLC. It's been a pleasure. Alright.
He's like, you.
Get it together! My name is Fletcher Masterson, LLC.
Nice to meet you, Fletcher Masterson, LLC.
Mr. Roman. My name is Fletcher Masterson, LLC. My name is Fletcher Masterson, LLC.
Nice to meet you, Fletcher Masterson, LLC. Okay, Clara. Time for your lunchy lunch.
You serious?
Nice to meet you, Fletcher Matt. Nice to meet you. Whoa. What are you doing? You have some drool on your face, by the way. You literally have some drool.
We're just gonna skip. Mr. Roman, my name is Fletcher Masterson, LLC.
No.
Why is this so
I
difficult?
don't know.
I would like to.
I thought it was over there.
I would like to.
Perfect. We can cut there.
Just cut it off.